Hi, I'm Kayla. Most people see me as the quiet girl who sits in the back of class, but there's a reason I don't talk much. When you grow up walking on eggshells, you learn to make yourself invisible. Last Tuesday was when everything changed. We were having pot roast, my dad's favorite. I accidentally knocked over my glass of water. You stupid, worthless brat. Can't do anything right. Before I could even apologize, Dad grabbed the back of my head and slammed my face straight into my plate. Gravy burned my eyes as mashed potatoes filled my nose. I couldn't breathe. Finally worth feeding. At least she's using her face for something. That was Mom, laughing while I gasped for air. I looked up through gravy-coated eyelashes to see her high-fiving Dad like they'd just shared the funniest joke. Maybe next time she'll learn some manners, Dad said, returning to his dinner like nothing happened. The next day at school, my best friend Lisa noticed the bruise forming on my cheek. Holy crap, what happened to your face? Fell off my bike. The lie came automatically. That's the third bike accident this month. You know I don't believe you, right? I pulled her into the bathroom, checking under the stalls to make sure we were alone. My dad did it. He smashed my face into dinner because I spilled water. Lisa's eyes widened. You need to tell someone. Who? Last time CPS came, my parents convinced them I was making it up for attention. Things got worse after they left. Later that week, my Aunt Melissa came over. She's Mom's sister, but nothing like her. She was helping me with dishes when she noticed the bruise. Sweetie, what happened here? I just stared at the plate I was drying. Was it your father again? I nodded slightly. I wish you'd let me help you, she whispered, glancing nervously toward the living room where my parents were watching TV. Like last time? When you promised to say something but then didn't? The words came out harsher than I intended. Melissa looked away. It's complicated. Your mom is... She has ways of making people back down. In English class, Mr. Carson asked me to stay after the bell. Kayla, I've noticed some concerning patterns. The bruises, the way you flinch when someone raises their voice. I'm fine. You know I'm a mandated reporter, right? If I suspect abuse, please don't. It'll just make everything worse. There are resources that can help. People who, no offense, but you have no idea what they're capable of. CPS visits are just performances for them. Academy Award worthy. Walking home, I realized something had changed inside me. The dinner incident had broken something. Not my spirit, but the fear that had controlled me. If no adult would help me, I'd have to help myself. I pulled out my phone and opened the voice recorder app. From now on, I'd be collecting evidence. No more he said, she said. No more perfect family act. They thought they'd broken me. Instead, they'd created their worst nightmare. That night, I hid my phone between my dresser and the wall. The recording caught everything. Dad screaming about dinner being cold. Mom's cruel comments about my weight. By morning, I had my first piece of evidence. At breakfast, Dad seemed extra irritable. What are you staring at? Think I won't smack that look off your face? I kept my eyes down. Nothing, just tired. Tired? You don't know what tired is. Try working 60 hours a week to support your ungrateful ass. I slipped my phone from my pocket under the table, hitting record. After school, I went to Aunt Melissa's house. My cousin Jake was in the garage when I arrived. Hey, loser, what brings you here? I showed him the recordings. His expression changed immediately. Holy shit, Kayla, that's just like Uncle Rick used to do to Mom before she got away. What do you mean, got away? Mom doesn't talk about it much, but your mom and her grew up with the same crap. Grandpa was a mean drunk. Mom escaped. Your mom, she became him. Why are you recording all this stuff? Because I'm done being their punching bag. I need proof this time. Jake nodded slowly. I've got an old tablet you can have. Set it up to back up to the cloud. That way, if they find your phone. On my way home, Mrs. Patel was watering her flowers. Kayla, Beta, how are you? I heard some shouting last night. I hesitated. Just my dad. He gets mad sometimes. Sometimes? My dear, the walls are thin. I hear more than you think. You do? I've called the police twice. They come, they go, nothing changes. If you ever need a safe place, my door is always open. At home, things got worse. Dad lost a client at work. This family is dragging me down. You and your mother are useless parasites. I kept the phone recording as he threw his plate against the wall, shards cutting my arm. Don't waste bandages on her, Mom snapped when I went for the first aid kit. She'll just bleed on everything anyway. Later, while uploading recordings to Jake's tablet, Dad barged into my room. What are you doing? Homework. He grabbed for my phone. Let me see that. It's just school stuff. Hand it over or I'll break your fingers. Heart racing, I gave him my phone, the decoy I'd set up with school apps. He scrolled through, finding nothing suspicious. After he left, I retrieved the real phone from inside my pillowcase. I texted Jake. It's getting worse. I need a better plan. Come over Saturday, the family reunion next month. That's when we'll do it. Do what? Expose everything, with everyone watching. Saturday at Jake's house, we spread our evidence across his bedroom floor recordings, photos of bruises, and a timeline of incidents. The reunion is perfect, Jake said, pointing to a calendar. Your dad always shows his true colors when Grandpa starts bragging about his golf game. And Mom gets extra nasty after a few glasses of wine. But how do we make sure everyone sees it? I've got a buddy who works AV. We can set up a presentation that accidentally plays your recordings instead of the family slideshow. Brutal. I love it. I couldn't help smiling. But what if they try to explain it away? You know how good they are at the perfect family act. That's why we need more current evidence. The closer to the reunion, the better. At school Monday, I showed Lisa our plan during lunch. This is intense. You sure you want to nuke your entire family this way? They're not family. They're my prison wardens. Lisa squeezed my hand. I've got something that might help. She pulled out a tiny camera disguised as a teddy bear button. My dad got this for my mom when she thought our babysitter was stealing. It uploads straight to the cloud. You're a genius. After English, Mr. Carson asked me to stay behind again. Kayla, I've noticed you seem different lately. More determined. I'm handling things. I believe you. That's why I want you to meet someone. He handed me a business card. Sarah Williams. She's a social worker, but not with CPS. She specializes in helping teens in difficult situations. What's the difference? She works with you, not the system. At your pace, your way. I met Sarah at a coffee shop after school. She didn't look like a social worker, jeans, band t-shirt, purple streak in her hair. Here's the deal. I'm not here to swoop in and save you. I'm here to back you up with resources when you're ready. I'm ready now. I've got a plan, but I need someone with legal knowledge. Tell me everything. After hearing our reunion plan, she nodded. Bold, but you'll need a safety net for after. Once this bomb drops, there's no going back. Aunt Melissa will take me in. Has she actually said that? I faltered. Not exactly. Let's make that plan B. I can arrange emergency housing just in case. That night, I placed Lisa's button camera on my backpack hanging in the hallway. Over the next week, I added 3 more hidden devices throughout the house. The reunion was 2 weeks away when Dad started getting extra paranoid. You've been spending a lot of time with your aunt lately. She's helping me with school stuff. Bullshit. You're plotting something. I can see it in your eyes. Mom joined in. She's always been sneaky. Just like your sister. Always thinking she's better than everyone. Maybe we should keep her home from the reunion, Dad suggested. My heart stopped. But it's mandatory. Grandpa specifically said everyone has to be there. She's right, Mom said. My father will make a scene if we don't bring her. The day before the reunion, Jake texted me. Everything's set. AV ready. Sarah on standby. You ready? I looked at my packed emergency bag hidden under my bed, thought about the evidence safely stored in 3 different cloud accounts, and replied, Born ready. Grandpa's lake house was packed with relatives when we arrived. Dad put on his charming public persona instantly. Beautiful day for a family gathering, isn't it? Aunt Melissa hugged me tight. You okay? Not yet, but I will be. Jake caught my eye from across the room and gave a subtle thumbs up. The projector was ready. Grandpa stood up, tapping his glass. Before we eat, I've prepared a little slideshow of family memories. Jake's friend dimmed the lights and pressed play. Instead of vacation photos, the screen filled with my father's rage-twisted face from the button camera. "You worthless piece of garbage! I should have drowned you at birth!" Gasps filled the room. My mother's voice followed. "Maybe if you hit her harder, she'll finally learn." The recording showed Dad throwing a lamp at me, Mom laughing as I dodged. "What the hell is this?" Dad lunged toward the projector. "Sit down, Richard!" Grandpa's voice was ice. "We're watching this!" For 20 minutes, the evidence played. My bruises, the dinner incident, dozens of recordings. When the lights came back on, Sarah and 2 police officers stood in the doorway. "Richard and Linda Peterson, we have some questions." Dad pointed at me. "She's lying. She doctored those videos." "The metadata's intact," Jake said. "Timestamps, locations, everything. Plus, there's 12 witnesses here who've seen her injuries for years and said nothing." Several relatives stared at the floor. "This is a family matter," Mom screeched. "You have no right to air our dirty laundry." "Assault isn't dirty laundry," Sarah said, stepping forward. "It's a crime." The officers moved toward my parents. Dad grabbed my arm. "Tell them you made it up. Tell them now." I pulled away. "Touch me again and add another assault charge." As they were handcuffed, Aunt Melissa finally found her voice. "I should have stopped this years ago. I'm so sorry, Kayla." "You can now. I need somewhere to stay. You're coming home with me, for good." 3 months later, my parents got 5 years for child abuse and endangerment, the family therapy Dad's lawyer suggested as a lighter sentence. I refused. "The defendant's daughter declines reconciliation," my advocate told the judge. "She requests no contact." At school, things changed too. Lisa stuck by me through everything. Mr. Carson helped me apply for scholarships. College suddenly an actual possibility. Last week I got a letter from prison. Mom's handwriting. "She says she's changed," Aunt Melissa said cautiously. "Maybe someday?" I tore it up without reading it. "No, some things can't be forgiven. You don't have to decide now. I already have. The moment they chose to hurt me, they lost the right to be in my life." Yesterday, Mrs. Patel brought over samosas to celebrate my acceptance to State University. You know what they say in my country? The tree that bends in the storm is stronger than the one that never faced wind. I smiled. I'm not just bent. I'm steel now. The doorbell rang. Jake and Lisa arriving for our study group. No more hiding, no more fear, no more fake forgiveness. Some people say revenge doesn't bring happiness. They're wrong. Justice tastes like freedom, and I'm never going hungry again. Do you think Kayla was right to tear up her mother's letter without reading it? Or should she have at least heard what her abuser had to say? Is complete rejection of toxic family members the path to healing? Or does true closure require some form of acknowledgement? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If Kayla's journey resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that explore the complicated reality of family dynamics and personal justice. New stories every day.